Welcome to Bruins Overtime Live, presented by BuyAToyota.com. For offers not seen on TV, visit BuyAToyota.com. I'm Dale Arnold, along with Billy Jaffe, Barry Peterson. Bruins lose to the LA Kings 7-2. Kings came into this game with the best home record in the National Hockey League. Now, they did play yesterday, but they played at home. Bruins played in San Jose against the Sharks, made the trip down the coast. This was the third trip of a 5-game road trip for the Bruins, and they've been struggling. So the writing was kind of on the wall for this one.
Yes and no. Yeah. I mean, you're a team that has been struggling mightily, so you're undermanned. Okay, we know that. We talked about that in pre. But the reality is I don't know. I still think some of this is self-inflicted, and then you start all of a sudden having these moments, and we'll go through a couple of them in this game that really define the game, Barry. And it's like the Bruins, they can keep it focused for a while, they can do good enough for a while, and then they see the writing on the wall, I guess. Yeah. They give up a few, and then it's just done.
And to your point about being self-inflicted, we've been saying, you've been keeping the running numbers here, 29 seconds goal in the end of the first, 2:15 at the end of the second left to go. And then you let, when you're in the hockey game, you start the third period, 4:05 into it, and you're down 5-2 and the game's over. So at crucial times when you're trying to get out of there, you get out of that first period 1-1, okay. Now all of a sudden now you're down 2-1. They just got themselves in a bad rut right now, and they're heading in a bad direction.
We'll give you what we think was the point where this whole hockey game turned around. The score was 2-1, Los Angeles. They had the lead at the end of the first. Bruins got a goal from Morgan Geekie. They tied the game early in the second. And you're thinking, okay, we got a hockey game here. Then Doughty scored for the LA Kings, and you started to see things flip just a little bit.
Yeah, you could debate the icing call. All right, fine, you got to play through it. Face-off win by Byfield. Doughty's going to come down the right side, and hammer time. You want to talk about an absolute howitzer. No chance whatsoever. There's none. But this is a play, that the Bruins have got to win the face-off. They don't, and then this happens, and they don't pick up their guy. So, look at he literally strides into it, Barry.
I just can't imagine what's going through a goalie's head as you're coming out there to cut the angle down, and you got Doughty winding up for a slap shot about 50.
And it looked like the puck was off a little.
Which is even scarier, right? Because he doesn't know where it's going, and all of a sudden, as you said, it's hammer time. Man, can he shoot.
As Jerry Cheevers once said to me, you just hope it doesn't hit
you
when that guy's shooting like that. So for about the next 5 or 6 minutes, game was still pretty even. LA Kings had a 3-2 lead. It even got a little feisty.
Had some emotion to it.
Had some emotion. There was some stuff going on. And then the wheels fell off the wagon because the emotion maybe took one step too far when Jeremy Swayman decided, let's go out to center ice and see if we can get Darcy Kuemper to join us.
This is after Marat Hustadinov had gone into Darcy Kuemper. Marginal call. Right, regardless, he gets called for penalty, and then Swayman he initiates this. He wants to get it going, and the officials are in between, and then it seems like they're going to let him go, but then the linesmen get in. I firmly believe there's an edict to not let the goalies fight at all costs, all right? That's just my take from what I've seen. Swayman's, though, his focus, he wanted it at center ice. He wanted the big time, let's go. And, he was standing up for his team. I think he believes, Barry, showing his emotion. He's got some ticked offness to him as well, given where things are at right now. But I think after this, in many ways, things started to change.
Yeah, because they scored the next 4 straight goals. But to our point here is, as they're showing this, they're trying to, and after this was a 5-on-5, right? So we weren't sure how it was going to work out. But it was a 5-on-5. And then they really took control of the hockey game.
By the way, I disagree with the NHL's edict. Let them. Let them go.
I don't disagree, but I've seen this happen too many times. No,
I think you're right.
That it's just what they don't want if they can help it.
Yep.
If they can.
So about 3 minutes after the scrum at center ice, it wasn't a fight. The scrum at center ice, Andrei Kuzmenko scores, and all of a sudden the 3-2 game becomes a 4-2.
Yeah, but it's one of those situations. Sorry, Billy, but it's one of those situations. To your point, it's 3-2. It's the end of this, you're the latter part of a second. It's been feisty. You're in a hockey game. And now all of a sudden, with 2:15 left to go in the period, Billy, you get caught back in your net a little bit. It comes off funny. As they have a set play here, they're able to get it. They control it. The Bruins lose contact in the slot area. They all get watching the puck, and all of a sudden you get a shot from a tough angle. And that's one of those ones where you get caught back in your net a little bit too deep. And all of a sudden, now you're down 2 with the momentum completely going LA's way.
Yeah, I agree. LA just They made this play happen with Spence leading Kempe, and Kempe, one of the fastest straight line skaters on their team, gets to it. I'm not sure. I can't tell if it went off. Was it Wotherspoon or Callahan there? I couldn't tell. That if it may have if it did hit Nick off his skate, if it did, then that explains the angle how it get in. I don't think it did, but we can maybe look at it again. But still, Swayman's back in just a little bit, and it's 4-2. And I don't know about. I won't speak for you guys, but I'm sitting there thinking, oh no. You just can't have that happen there.
This team's too offensively challenged at this point to come back from 2 goals down in that situation.
Exactly, and and how that goal is scored, it's almost like, wait a second, you've literally dumped the puck from your end of the ice, but you did it intentionally, and we got beat to that. And the Bruins could never recover when Kempe was skating to the puck there.
Our game summary is presented by M&T Bank. Together we can. You see the shots on goal totals. The Bruins had 5 in the first, 7 in the second, 1 in the third. A game total of 13. They got outshot 23-13. They got outscored 7-2. Forget about the hits numbers. None of that means anything to me. They lost big in the faceoff as well.
And as you mentioned in the shots, the 13 of those shots, 4 of them were on the 1 power play opportunity. So you only had 9 shots, 5 on 5.